So there's a lot of times where there's a gap between your training session and the game. But something that you're working in training on and actually making it transfer to the game what's showing up in the game. So what is something that you can do as a player to make sure the learning curve from training session or practice to game is shortened? How can we close the gap between getting this new piece of stuff, this new information, and actually making it applicable and make sure that it transfers and showing up in the game? You have to close the gap. You literally have to close the gap between information and applications. What I mean by that. So let's say you've been working on your shot. You have been training and working on a certain move, right? What you have to do is training session on Monday. Okay. You're working on a spin move, you're working on whatever you're working on, or more game like you're working on finishing versus a big that's a shot blocker, working on finishing versus rotating defender, focusing on driving past your primary defender and working on certain moves, whatever. You have new information now, right? As a trainer, there are certain things that I can do to make sure it's more applicable and make sure that you get the transfer. Cool, but I'm not talking about it as a trainer. Forget that. You as a player, you're responsible for your game. So I'm talking about you to you now. What can you do to close that gap? So you on Monday, you just learn this new move, whatever. Your job is to you got the new information. Your job now is to apply that new information as soon as possible. So whether that'll be uh hooping after that and trying that new move out that day, whether it's playing 1-on-1, 3-on-3, whatever, to try it out then too. You want to close the gap between training and getting this new information to applying it as soon as possible. Because what you're going to do is the more reps you get in of this new information, it's going to become a better level of understanding now. And the more you rep that out, the more that you get a better feel for it and a better groove for it, the more you get the boo-boos and nicks and bruises and bumps of messing up out the way, the sooner you learn to get over that learning curve and get over that hump to where you actually know what you're doing and and it looks fine now. So uh science says, I'm gonna go a little nerdy on you. Uh, so say you're studying, right? You can apply this to school too. Say you're studying and you've, studied for an hour, hour and a half, whatever. Take a 20-minute break and let that information just so don't sit here and go on your phone, try to retain the information. The max about 20 minutes. If you can sit for a while and just kind of like detach from what you just did and then come back to it, that'll make your brain the brain will soak in the information a little bit better and a little bit smoother to where it can actually use it. Like imagine your brain having time to digest the information to digest the information that you just consumed. So now it has a chance to really sit and gather in and apply it to where how it needs to do. So mentally, you have to give yourself the break to digest the information that you just had. But now, as soon as it digests, try to make it come back out to where it's applicable now. So I'm not saying you have to go back and hoop right after that training session, but give yourself a window to where I learned this in training and now I'm going to apply it as much as I can afterwards now. Because so many times I see with players just you're training once or twice a week and you're relying on the training sessions to be your full fix of how to apply or how to use this information that you just got. It's not how it should work out. Because the more you rely on the session, so if you train twice a week in a month, that's 8 times a month that you're either getting or digesting this information. So you want to close that gap between that and say instead of 8, well, I train twice a week. I'm gonna go hoop twice a week. So now that's 16 times a month. I might do the math wrong, but whatever, 16 times a month to get that information out. So out of 30 days, I didn't use half of them to use this now, right? So another quick little tip is you can watch film or see other people do it, and then you just flip that to your game. So I used to steal moves from D-Wade all the time and Kobe all the time to where I stole it from them, see how to use it, where to use it, footwork, type of player they played against, and I just stole it and used it in my game. So when I was in a similar situation where D.A. used to use that snatch or reverse snatch between the legs and separate, okay, did it this way. He did it usually in the corner this way. He'll drive down here real hard. He'll snatch back hard, hop, and get into a shot. Guess what I did? Went out back to the backyard and tried that mug. When I get my homeboys, tried it the next day. So you want to close the gap between information. I watched D-Wade do this move. For you, you went to the training station, learn this move. Now I'm applying it, going against my homeboys, playing in the game, whatever. So you want to get better results or fast results from training, close the gap between information and application. Look, let's be serious, man. Stop playing around. All right. You didn't got too comfortable. You didn't got relaxed. You forgot that you still got people behind you chasing you right now. You still got people to catch up to. You think just because you won a championship or you had a pretty good game last time that you can relax now. We ain't worried about none of that stuff. Your goal right now is to look at how you were yesterday. Look at the player you were last night. Figure out how to be better than that person. Right now is you versus you. Your goal right now is to make progress in the person that you were last night, the person that you were yesterday. The person this week should be the person from last week. The person this month should be the person from last month. On the court and off the court. Personal development too. So right now, progress is the only goal. We ain't worried about what other people got going on. Focus on progress. It's you versus you. It's me versus me. So that right there is your mission. That's your goal. I don't care about who say the best in state is. I don't care about any of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you struggling to make the team. I don't care if you the last player they're looking at to make the team. We ain't worried about none of that. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. I don't care if you're the number one player in the nation. Could care less. Your goal right now is to be better than you were yesterday. So go ahead and get you one of these because you need that reminder because you got too comfortable. That's the issue. You got too comfortable. This can't get you comfortable right here. So go ahead, get you a reminder, get you like a flag hanging as a reminder to say progress is on the goal.